Hey, what's up? This is Timbo with Power Up Your Instruction, helping you build your way to land a teaching career in the USA. On this channel, we do share instructional tips, strategies, and inspiration. So, if you are new here, consider subscribing. In this episode, we will share 6 tips for J1 teachers on the first days of school. First impression on the first days of school are important. As a new J1 teacher coming to the USA, it's normal to have a butterflies in your stomach. It's okay to feel nervous and excited as the first days of school approaches. Thinking about the first day of school can leave new J1 teachers feeling like they don't know where to start. With these 6 tips for new J1 teachers, you'll have everything you need to put your mind at ease, build confidence, and be fully prepared for your teaching journey. So here is tip number 1. Provide students with syllabus. One of the most helpful tools you can use to help students learn time and organization skills is learning to use a syllabus. It provides a map of where the class will start and end and what you expect them to understand during, in the middle, and at the end of the semester. A syllabi allows students to determine what to do and when to do an assignments or tasks. Syllabus often include other details about the course such as course name and description, learning outcome or standards, course overview, materials, course expectations, grading policy, class policy. Please click on the link below the description page for the sample syllabus template you can use. Tip number 2. Create a classroom contract. This contract outlines your classroom expectations, rules, procedures, and consequences. The classroom contract serves as a collaboratively created framework for behavior expectations in the classroom. Students and teachers work together to design an agreement for classroom expectations, rules, procedures, and consequences. The expectations, rules, procedures, and consequences are intended to keep the classroom environment safe, orderly, and productive. It is better to have a student and teacher contract outlining your expectations, rules, procedures, and consequences. Yes, a contract between you and your student is important. A class contract may include class expectations, class rules, class procedures, and class consequences. Let's proceed with class expectations. Well, class expectations are guidelines put in place to help students and teachers in maintaining a structure so that students will understand what types of behaviors are expected of them. Class rules. Class rules are a set of rules and guidelines to ensure that there is a positive environment for learning where all students feel comfortable and safe. It tells students what type of behavior is acceptable and encouraged to achieve common goals. On the first days of school, if possible, involve the students in creating the rules as it allows students to have a buy-in as to why they should comply with the rules. Class procedures. In establishing classroom procedures on the first days of school will help your students to focus on the real work and reduce stress in the classroom. This may include entering in the classroom, going to the bathroom, dismissal procedures, sitting work, access to materials, distribution and collecting, and many more. Class consequence. It is important to have a consequences when students break your classroom rules. The commonly used consequences are verbal warning, calling home, detention, ladder of referral by reporting them to either the dean, the assistant principal, counselor, and other school personnel. You can search for sample student contract on the internet and use this as a guide to outline your classroom contract. Tip number 3. Write lesson plans for the first week. A well-crafted lesson plan serves as a blueprint for instruction as it structures your daily activity in the classroom. A lesson plan is a teacher's guide for what students need to know, how it will be taught, and how student learning will be measured. An effective lesson plans have 6 key parts, namely, it should have lesson objective, standard, lesson development and procedure, grouping or differentiation activity, assessment method, lesson reflection. Please click on the link below the description page for the sample lesson plan template you can use. Tip number 4. Organize your classroom strategically. You need to feel comfortable in your classroom. In order to accomplish this, you need to organize it strategically on the first days of school in different ways, such as decorate your classroom before the school year starts. Decoration should include wall walls, student work corner, wall of fame for student achievement, and other visual aids. Be sure avoid clutter. Organize your teaching supplies. A designated section where students can access tools must be provided. Dedicate also a classroom technology area where students can use computer, print material, access to calculators, iPads, smart boards, and of course the internet. You should also have a seating charts and provide name tags and desk plates. Assign seats, name tags, or desk plates on the first days of school. Well, it reduces your anxiety and sets the tone that you are in control. You can go on the internet and look for the sample seating chart, template, name tags, and desk plate template. Please click on the link below the description page for a sample seating chart. Tip number 5. Set up your daily instructional routine. How will you deliver your daily instruction? Well, it involves a range of instructional flow of your classroom activities and structure for you to follow. If you set up your instructional routine, you are letting your students know what to expect in terms of participation and promoting productive classroom engagement. The day-to-day instructional routine can be set up by following these steps. Maybe, on the beginning of the lesson, you will provide the do now. The do now is a brief starter or warm-up activities that occur at the beginning of a lesson. You should have also mini lesson. Mini lessons are whole class lessons for students to understand the purpose of the lesson. During the mini lesson, you are teaching the skills and providing examples. And then, you should also provide individual or group practice, wherein you allow your students to work in pairs or groups. You should also allow students to share out their output. You should have share out activity. You are giving students to take ownership of their learning by allowing them to share their work. Also, you need to check for understanding. You should know the student's current level of knowledge and understanding. So, you should provide assessment. Provide exit ticket to assess your students at the end of any lesson. A simple worksheet or writing activity may be provided. Also, at the end of the lesson, a summary must be provided. Allow students to state their I can statement or verbalize what they have learned at the end of the lesson. If you feel that you are losing sight of your classroom goals for the year, sit down and pick one instructional routine that you can commit, and consistency will be the key. Tip number 6. Ask fellow J1 teachers. Teachers need each other. It is more important now than ever for teachers to support each other. Collaboration begins with finding time to connect with J1 teachers who are already in the USA. Ask them to share their thoughts on how they overcome the first days of school during the time when they started teaching in the USA. Ask them to gain ideas and perspective to become successful. First day of school will be a learning experience for everyone, and it is important to know that everyone is in this together. I am requesting everybody to write a comment below and share your first days of school experiences. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe on this channel. Power up your instruction. Thank you, and see you for another round of Power Up Your Instruction. Bye.